I did a speech a while back titled, "Ain't My Fault." I felt compelled to do the speech after reading the research on the disturbing trend of more and more people these days blaming other people for their mistakes, not wanting to be held accountable. And during the speech, I identified the multitude of what I call frivolous lawsuits there where people are trying to get others to be responsible for their mistakes. If you want to find out some of those, go on the internet and type in frivolous lawsuits, and you're going to be amazed at the types of things people know they did wrong, yet they're trying to hold somebody else accountable. They're trying to blow off the responsibility to somebody else to pay for their pain or discomfort or whatever. I remember years ago walking into a store, and the owner of the store had just mopped the floor, and it was still wet. And he had the big yellow or orange cone sitting out in the middle of the floor, indicating it was wet. Well, I slipped anyway. The only thought that came to my mind was, stupid you. You saw the cone, you knew the floor was wet, you didn't adjust the way that you were walking, and you slipped. What's your problem, fool? Now, there are people who will have that thought, and there are people who won't ever have that thought. And sometimes there's people who have that thought temporarily, and then they immediately shift to, yeah, I know it was my fault, but gosh, is there some way I can get somebody else to pay for this? Is there some way I can blame somebody else? Is there some way I can hold somebody else accountable and get something for this? Can I get away with not accepting responsibility for something I know clearly was my fault? Folks, that's disturbing, and we're better than this. How I hear this happening in business as I teach leadership groups is managers tell me as they go to their employees, holding them accountable for either not doing something correctly or doing something wrong, a common response is that of victimhood. Hey, why are you picking on me? Wasn't my fault. Why don't you talk to him or talk to her or talk to this person? Maybe it was you. Trying to not accept, almost like a shield, protect themselves from any responsibility and blow it off on somebody else when they know darn well it was their responsibility. And it even goes as far in business as to blaming other people as, hey, he's getting away with it, he's not doing it, and you're not holding him accountable, so if he ain't got to do it, I ain't got to do it. Wait a second, now we're comparing our life to somebody else who's made a decision. They know it's wrong, but they're going to do it anyway, and they get away with it. So you know what? If they can get away with it, I'm going to get away with it, even though I know in my heart that it's the wrong thing to do. It's the unethical thing to do. It's the immoral thing to do. How I see this playing out in communities is, let's say we've got a homeowner and the roof on their house is deteriorating. It needed to be replaced years ago. And all of a sudden now a storm comes through the neighborhood and it destroys the roofs of other homes. So as the insurance adjuster is coming through asking homeowners, hey, was your roof destroyed in the storm? There are actually people saying to themselves, well, you know what? It really wasn't destroyed in the storm, but maybe I can blame it on the storm because, you know, this insurance adjuster's not going to know the difference because, let's face it, there were other roofs that were destroyed. So can I get away with not accepting responsibility, blaming somebody else and having somebody else pay for my roof, even though I know that's really my responsibility? Folks, we are better than this. How did we get to the point where some of us are saying, if I can get away with it, even though I know it's wrong, I'll do so? This is a matter of looking at yourself in the mirror and being proud of who you see, being proud of how you're operating in your life. It's a matter of saying to yourself, this is who I am, this is what I stand for, this is what I believe in, and having your actions match up with that. That's called living with integrity. What I believe and what I think, you're going to see in my actions. You know, there's another part of this that we need to examine, and that is the lesson that we don't learn when we blow it off on somebody else. That lesson is in our life for a reason. It gives us an opportunity to learn something, to become a better person tomorrow than we are today. And if we have the courage to say, this is my mistake, I'll pay for it, and now how do I learn what I need to learn to move past this lesson to become a better person, we're good to go. When we say, you know, it wasn't my fault, I don't even want to look at it, we don't learn that lesson. My belief about lessons is, if you don't learn it this time, you better turn around because that lesson is sneaking up on you presenting itself again in your life. And it'll keep presenting itself in your life till you learn it. So you may as well say, okay, let me have the courage to say to myself and to the world, this is the mistake that I made. You know what? Some people are going to really value that, and you're going to get credibility with them. Thank you very much for accepting responsibility that you're not a perfect person, that you do make mistakes, because it's becoming rare these days in some cases. Okay, this was my fault. What's the lesson I need to learn? Let me learn it and become a better person. And isn't that what it's all about? Folks, if you're wanting to be truly successful in life, you've got to accept responsibility for the things you're doing right and pat yourself on the back for those, and accept responsibility and accountability for the things you need to work on. And then work on them, improve, and see your life change in a very positive direction. Folks, that's my perspective. What's yours? Swing by our website and leave us a comment or a question. Check out other videos like this one, and if you like this one, please pass it on. It's been a pleasure being with you. Till next time, see you.